And it is next time. Welcome back to Boxing Talk number 6, I believe. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks since I last made my last video. I just want to correct myself because in the last video, I was kind of disinterested in the female fight because I believe Lil Bezzy or AJ Bunker, perhaps, that she was actually Fangs, but she's not. I got confused between them two. Fangs is the one who was defensively unresponsible. She wasn't responsible in her fight, so yeah, just scrap that. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that fight. AJ Bunker, she actually fought Asher Wet, I believe, on the last time she fought. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that fight. I just want to correct myself. Moving on the card, man, a lot has happened in the past 2 weeks, and I just want to highlight the things that I noticed and what I'm excited about on this card. And first we have, kind of what I did last time, but it's a lot more information about who their personalities is through their virtual face-offs and the press conferences that's been going on. So first we have Carly Wade versus Taz Weekender. Kind of dramaless. There's not very much drama, just competitiveness from no two. How I see the fight going, it's only 24 hours away, so I got to give predictions. I think it just depends on what the female fights. It depends on who's trained harder, because I feel like when the females get in the gym, they're just learning the basics. It's always like they're going to be the slowest learners out of the guys compared to the guys, I feel like. So it's just going to be who's trained harder, who has a better cardio, maybe power a little bit. But yeah, it just depends on who trained harder. Next we have Pulley versus Small Spartan J. So I was under the impression that the Spartan J guy, I thought he was a professional boxer, but perhaps he's a professional athlete. I forgot whether it's gymnastics or wherever it was. He's basically been an athlete for a long, long time, but he's never actually stepped into the ring till about a year and a half ago. But now we know that information. They have basically the same similar level with him and Pulley. So it's going to be interesting to see who pulls it off. A guy who's been an athlete dang near all his life, and compared to Pulley, who's only been boxing for a year and a half. So I'd love to see how that turns out, who I think will win. Probably the guy with the faster hands, I believe. Yeah. Because I think they're both chinny. I don't think because Pulley's been dropped by Dean. And maybe he's fixed those mistakes coming into this fight. Maybe not. I think Jay's had a fight before, so I think he has experience as well. I think Pulley might pull it off. Pulley might pull it off, but I'm going with Jay on that one. Next, got AJ Bunker versus Lil Bezzy. Once again, female fighters are more likely to slower learners. They're just going to jab, or they're going to just throw some right hands. Maybe we get some hooks in there, but I don't see too much variation in the female fights. But I'll still watch them though. So it's just who works harder in the gym, on the back end, behind the scenes, who will pull it off on the night. And I want to say maybe Lil Belzy might take it. She might take it home. But this for the prelims. On to the main card. Callum Izzard versus OJ Rose. Once again, a good potential fighter tonight. OJ Rose. This fight's going to be at 170. I was kind of confused before on my last talk. I thought it was going to be at 160 or 168, but it's confirmed it's going to be at 170 pounds. Man, Rose, I just think he's more confident coming into this fight. I mean, beating the last guy, he beat OJ Slice Jr. That's a big mountain to climb. He did it. And did it decisively too, with a stoppage. And coming into it, Izzard is not as respectful over that win of Rose that Rose got. He was like, oh, it was a early stoppage. You shouldn't even gotten that. So yeah, Izzard, I think he has a fight too. I think he had experience fighting too, maybe one fight. But it's not much to go off for both of them so far. They're very, very early in their career. I think is who has the most grit, because he has a chin. Rose has a chin. I remember specifically in the fight with OJ Slice Jr. Not OJ, Slice Jr. Kimbo Slice Jr. Took a game with mean uppercut, man, like mean. Like, I'm surprised he even like was able to be not have Bambi legs after that, but he got through it. He has a chin, so it's always up to how Izzard's chin remains throughout the fight, how condition he is as well. Condition he is as well. I think the combination puncher will win this fight, and I think the combination puncher is Izzard. Rose going to definitely put up a good fight. It won't be easy for Izzard just to run him over, but it's going to be a good fight. I'm going with Izzard on that one. I want to go with Rose. My heart's telling me Rose, and my head's telling me Izzard. But it all depends on Izzard's chin, because I think Rose has power and condition. He has the cardio and the pace to get it done. So I'm going with Izzard with that one. On to the next one. Now, Simba, obviously, if you've been tuning into the news, Simba actually got an injury, so he's not able to fight. And he has a mystery opponent who has been revealed, not on fight night like they did with the undercard of the previous Misfits cards, but they're doing actually at the press conference. They revealed the mystery opponent who was Arms himself, a heavyweight. It's a heavyweight match, so Arms stepped in. As you know, Arms fought on Show Start, and just man, ever since then, he's just been waiting for a fighter. I guess we haven't seen him a lot. Fought Minicon on Show Start, put up a good performance, but he has a terrible gas tank, and Master Uguay did not hold back on that information. He let it be known in the press conference. And I think who will win in that fight? Arms is definitely tough, though. He's not going down easy. He'll be his own enemy in that fight. So it all depends on his cardio. But Uguay, although he looks nice on the pads and he looks kind of fluid, it just depends on his cardio as well. It's his first fight. You know, when these fighters can do maybe a lot more rounds in the gym and sparring, preparing for the fight, but to do it under those lights and the nervousness and the anxiety and the waiting to be up your turn and watching fighters get done with their fight, you know, and you just knowing you next, it could be mentally very taxing and physically too. Just your body have to go through all that. But man, I want to say Uguay, his confidence is through the roof, man. I love to see how they translate it to the fight, because there was also another heavyweight that fought. Who was it? The best heavyweight champion of the world, Chase Damore. I forgot his name, but I definitely remember him. He was very cool, very relaxed. You know, he came to the fight very confident. But once he got into the fight, I remember watching this video after the fight had happened that the things that were going on in the fight that Chase was doing threw him off his game plan. He got real frustrated. So I want this to be the same case as Uguay. I want him to just control himself in the ring. Don't get too frustrated. Because he seems very confident in this game plan. He wasn't worried at all when he saw Arms being the mystery opponent. So, yeah, it just depends on that, too. I think he's been working hard, though. I think Uguay has been working hard. I think he has a good gas tank, but we have to see. I'm excited for that. Then next, we have Gabriel Silva and Ben Davis. Very clean personality Silva has. He's not really he's just a well-rounded guy all around. He's very respectful, you know. Pretty much drama free. Got a nice side of him that's competitive and wants to win and wants to carry the name of Silva in a great way. And Ben Davis is just a commentator. You know, he came from an analytical point of view, and now he's stepping into the ring. From what I know, Silva's been fighting a little bit, not too much. I think he's a pro boxer. I'm pretty sure he's a pro boxer. I have to look more into that, but I know he's been fighting. Like, he started off, as you would think, his dad is into MMA and jiu-jitsu and all that. So he started off doing that, and then he transitioned to kickboxing, and finally he went to boxing. He just fell in love with boxing more than the MMA stuff. So who I think will win, Silva, but Davis has been a good trash talker. He's good with his words. You know, he'd like to see the entertainment. He'd like to see that. Showing him that he's up for the challenge. Totally, he won't back down. Yeah, I think Silva will win. He'll make very easy work of him, very easy. But on to Ashley Rakshu versus Halal Ham, and this is the fight. This is the fight. After seeing the public workout, I was like, yeah, it just confirms all my beliefs about how the fight will go. Ashley Rakshu is he has a lot of, well, I won't say a lot, but he has a more snap on his punches than Hollaham, even though Hollaham's probably at the same weight as him is now, as we're 24 hours away from the event. Man, it just felt bad for Hollaham. He's going to have a good game plan. I know he's going to probably be a better boxer, per se, than Ashley, but Ashley just has quick hands, a little bit quicker hands that I was able to see in the public workout. And, man, the way that Ashley is going to piece up Hollaham, man, I just can see it now. I know it's going to be a stoppage. There's going to be a stoppage. Hollaham is going to have to go back to the drawing board and get another fight. But this is what I expect from Ashley Wexel. It could be different, but that's how I see the fight going. I don't see it going the full distance. Actually, maybe I'll be surprised if he gets KO, like I said in the last video. But yeah, man, I can't see it go any other way. You know, Hollaham's playing these little games and playing the game on press conference, and it just he's having fun. He's having fun. Face temper Ginty. Ginty still has that same mentality going towards press conference and a public workout. Very confident, very boastful about his power. That Temper, he's hoping Temper that he won't be able to take his power, because I think that's the only thing he's relying on in this fight. He just said right hand buried into face Temper chins, and this is the way he said it. So face Temper going into the fight is going to be a lot more sharper. That's what I would like to see. A lot more quicker. Maybe some head movement, but he's probably going to stick to a high guard. But going into the fight, just show the levels. Just show the levels. I think Face Timber's going to get it. Ginty's going to come to fight. I don't think he'll back down. He's a tough guy. I mean, JMX for a first opponent is scary enough already, knowing the history of JMX and his time in the scene being going back like 5 years ago. And even before then, like, he fought in the MMA or whatever sport endeavor that was that he did. I'm pretty sure he fought in MMA. Yeah, so he's definitely not scared of Temper. I think some of the confidence, a lot of it, maybe all of it, is truly and authentically him. Tim's going to take it, though. That's my prediction. Tim's going to take it. Maybe a KO. I don't think so. Maybe a stoppage. But be surprised again. Once again, I'll be surprised at the KO. Now, for the main event, it's what I won't be surprised. Whoever gets knocked out or knocked down or standing A, I think they're going to let the fight keep going until there's a knockout on the main event. Because these guys are both professionals. I think it's going to be a knockout. There's no point about it. Couldn't knock out AT, Idris Virgo. Couldn't knock out AT, but we're going to see. We're going to see if he can take down Aaron Chalmers. You know, every opponent that ever has fought Floyd Mayweather in their next fight, it's always the question of, okay, what did it learn from that fight? Because he's a defensive wizard, you know. What techniques or things that he exposed them, things that they didn't see before but now seeing that they need to improve on coming into their next fight after Floyd Mayweather. So it's be very interesting to see. But I'm most excited for the Face Temper, Ashley Rexu, the civil fight as well. I mean, all around this card is just so wholesome. It's squeaky clean. We need cards like this. It's good branding for Misfits. Good for the investors too. And I think, man, it's just drama free. I like it like this. I like the feeling of this card. I think it's going to be very under-promising, over-delivering on fight night. And that's what I like. They're not promising too much. And yeah, I think the Ben Davis guy, some of the things I've been paying attention to in this scene, in the influencer boxing scene, is what is the exact recipe that I can go to and look at to predict the fighter's chance of winning their fight. And one of the things I picked up was with money kicks. He has the most money. He's very rich, son of a billionaire. And this was so interesting to me. How can you have all the money in the world but still be trash? So I'm paying attention to that. And that was one of the pillars. There was money, access to coaches, top nutrition, access to all the things that come with money. And then I can look at a guy like what's his name? What was the doctor's name? Dr. Mike. Very intelligent, knows all the things about the body, knows the right exact muscle to train that's good for boxing. He knows how to simulate training through exercise of a boxing match. So he kind of make the parallels between us two. And when he came to fight night, that didn't translate well for him. Even knowing all the things in the world about maximizing the ability for the body to be prepared for a boxing match, resting well, and I just think, but this one, this is another one. I don't want to see it fail, but it's most likely he will. He comes from a fighting, commentating background. He's very analytical, knows what punches to use in specific situations, and he's been looking at it for some time now. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he's been looking at it for some time. Ben Davis, man, even if he loses, I want to see how far does that analytical mindset going into the fight helps him survive or not get knocked out or not get knocked down or even win. He could possibly win, man. I know it's hard to think, but he could possibly win. But that's what interests me on this fight, too, how these clash of personalities is going to mix on fight night. And, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of the fighters in their public workout, they were pretty fluid. Look like they've been working hard, which I respect. This pretty much, it's just a curiosity card. I'm really curious to see how these storylines will go, especially the face temper. Like, you can't lose 3 times in a row. You can't lose by knockout like Ginty's boasting about, that you ain't going to take the power from my right hand, but we'll see, man. 24 hours away. I'm excited. See you guys next time.